Any special plans for the weekend, Cam?
No, not particularly. Just going outside, enjoying the warmer weather.
Yes.
Now that winter is over.
Finally. But it has been kind of difficult with the yellow dust and microdust.
Yeah. What are you going to do? I feel like it's outside, yes, but I feel it also... How much can you stop it getting inside?
Well, here's the thing, Cameron. They say that sometimes indoor air pollution is worse than the polluted air outside. Yeah. So just because the outside air is not good and you don't open the windows, that's not a good thing unless you have a high power like filter.
Yeah, like an air purifier.
Air purifier. Yeah. So I still don't have one.
You don't have an air... You are the biggest, health conscious person I know.
I know.
And something that you breathe
I know.
24 hours a day.
Well, here's the thing, Cameron. When I buy something like that, I really do mull over and really try to get the best one if I can.
Yeah.
So it's taken me a while, and those things are quite costly, the nicer ones.
I know. I have 3, Kristen. I have 3 in my home.
3?
I bought one, and the other 2 were given to me as gifts.
Really?
Because, non-Koreans going back to their country, they're like, I don't need this air purifier anymore.
See.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
I have very clean air in my house.
You have all these plants. You have 3 air purifiers.
Yeah.
I need to come over and breathe some oxygen.
It's all oxygen and, nitrogen? They're the only 2 things in the air?
That's great.
All right.
Okay, so enough about air talk. Let's talk about the brushing scam.
Okay.
It's spelled BRUSHING. Now, some people are probably like, what? Brushing scam? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, like pit질?
Yeah.
Right? Combing your hair, brushing your hair?
Brushing your hair? No, this is a new kind of scam, Cam, and it is getting pretty prevalent in the U.S.
Okay.
Basically, a retailer just sends you a free product. And then what they do is you didn't order it.
Okay.
They just send it to you, and then they take your name and they write a good review.
So they steal your information.
They steal your information so that they can get their ratings up.
Interesting.
Okay, so we'll learn more about it in just a bit. Here are our expressions. After the fact.
After something happens. Right?
Okay. How about on the surface?
So this is when you only look at it from far away, but when you look at it closely and detailed, it might be different.
All right. And a warning sign?
This is like an alarm.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
That's
Something bad is going to happen.
That's right. Okay, so we have a power article for you today. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
If you've ever received a package that you didn't order, you might be the victim of a brushing scam. The way it works is an online retailer who sells their items through a platform like Amazon will find your name and address. Then, they'll create an account under your name and place an order for one of their products. The item is shipped to you, and they will then leave a positive review as you after the fact. On the surface, this may seem harmless since they didn't use your credit card, but it should be seen as a warning sign that your personal information was so easy to obtain.
Okay, here we go, the brushing scam. If you've ever received a package that you didn't order, you might be the victim of a brushing scam. So our power pattern today is if you've ever.
Yes.
So what is this? How is this used?
If you've ever means if you have had this experience, if this has happened to you. So it's kind of a hypothetical, imaginary situation where you're introducing the topic of, in this case, the article. So you're saying, have you had this common experience?
Yes.
Then blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
You're explaining something from it.
And so the explanation in this case is that you might actually be part of a scam.
Yes.
And the scam is called brushing scam. The way it works is an online retailer who sells their items through a platform like Amazon will find your name and address. Okay? So a retailer, online retailer on the online website who sells things, they found your info, your name, your address, some personal information. Then what?
Then they'll create an account under your name and place an order for one of their products.
Okay, so this is where the scamming starts. Okay? They will create an account under your name. So it's like, they can't do that. Can they?
Well, you're not supposed to.
You're not.
Right?
But they can if they have the info. And then they will place an order for one of their products. So it's like you do nothing and they just pretend to be you.
Yes.
Shopping. And buying this for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is you're not actually using your credit card here.
Yeah.
They didn't steal your credit card information.
Yeah.
All they had was your name and your address.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Which is easy to find.
True. Totally.
I remember in the U.S., the phone book had the white pages and the yellow pages.
Yeah, yeah.
It had your name and address in it.
And phone number.
Yeah. So super easy information to find.
Very easy.
Right?
Right.
And that's all that they need.
That's it. That's it. So thankfully, there's no money going out of your account. But still, the item is shipped to you and they will then leave a positive review as you after the fact. Okay, here comes our first expression. So they will leave a positive review as you after the fact. So they are leaving a review pretending to be you.
Yes.
And then what is this after the fact?
So after the fact means after it's done, after it happened. So in this case, they're going to do everything before.
Yeah.
They're going to get your name and address, order something, send it to you.
Yeah.
Then after that process is finished, after the fact, they are going to write a review.
Okay. So after the fact is really not so much about the truth or fact, like some information.
Right.
It's basically like after what has happened.
Right. After the event you're talking about.
Okay. On the surface, this may seem harmless since they didn't use your credit card. Okay. So yeah, it's true. Like you said, they didn't use your credit card, right? On the surface, it may seem harmless.
Yes.
Okay. So what is it saying?
On the surface, when you talk about on the surface, you're only getting a very small view of something. You're only getting what it looks like from the outside.
Right.
You're not looking in at the details of what is happening. So we often use this when we're talking about how something first appears. So when you first hear this, you might think, not a big deal. They have my name and number?
Yeah.
And my address?
It's free.
I didn't lose money.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
That might be your first thought on the surface.
Right.
But when you dig deeper, when you look into the details, it may be harmless.
Okay. It may seem harmless, but actually, right? So what is harmless?
So harmless means not causing harm.
Okay.
Not causing damage. So it might look like it's not a big deal.
Not a big deal? It's harmless. Yeah, so when we say, it's harmless, it means, don't worry, it's no big deal. It's not going to, hurt you.
Right.
Now, if it's harmful, it's the opposite.
Yes.
Okay. So, on the surface, okay, yeah, no big deal.
No big.
Yeah, you're not getting, they're not taking your money. But let's see the last sentence.
But it should be seen as a warning sign that your personal information was so easy to obtain.
Okay. So this brushing scam should be a warning sign to you. Okay? Meaning, be careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just like how whenever a window pops up on your computer, it says, warning, warning, something's wrong. In the same way, if you've been a victim of this scam, maybe you haven't lost money, so you haven't really lost anything, but it's kind of the first sign that your information is not properly protected.
Yes.
So that is what we mean here by it's a warning sign.
Right. And the warning sign is that your personal information is out there and people are just grabbing it.
Yeah.
So be careful.
Gosh, I don't know. At this point...
What can you do, though, Cameron?
I've put my credit card number into so many delivery websites.
Totally.
It's probably all over the internet.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So at least, though, they don't take your money. That's a good thing. But still, doesn't feel good.
It doesn't.
Okay. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
If you've ever received a package that you didn't order, you might be the victim of a brushing scam. The way it works is an online retailer who sells their items through a platform like Amazon will find your name and address. Then, they'll create an account under your name and place an order for one of their products. The item is shipped to you, and they will then leave a positive review as you after the fact. On the surface, this may seem harmless since they didn't use your credit card, but it should be seen as a warning sign that your personal information was so easy to obtain.
It's time for Power Note. Please join us on pages 118 and 119. Our first expression was after the fact. And when you see the word fact, you're probably thinking like a truth or information.
Right.
But really what this expression is talking about is that something has happened. Some event has already occurred. And then blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
So let's see how this is used. Weren't there extra measures in place to stop break-ins?
They added the extra security measures after the fact.
Okay, so break-ins is another word for robbery.
Yeah, when people break into a building, a home, to steal something.
That's right. So we call that a break-in. So there were many break-ins.
Yes.
And what did they do about it? Well, they added security measures after the fact. So they didn't do it before. They did it after it all happened.
Yes.
Okay. I realized after the fact that I had left my wallet at the restaurant. Okay? You already left it.
Yeah.
And then you realize, after the fact, that it's there.
Right. Later. Not when it actually happened.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a recent example that's really good.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I do work for another company.
Yeah.
Not EBS, not related at all. And they pay me at a certain day every month.
Okay.
But starting last month, they switched the day by like 2 weeks. And they did not tell me or anyone else until after the fact.
Oh my goodness.
So usually if a company changes the payday, they would tell you beforehand, right?
Absolutely.
Before the change is made. But they did not tell anybody until after the fact. After they had already made the change and people were going, where's our money?
People must have freaked out.
Yeah, we were. When it was a day late, everyone started messaging.
Right.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, especially when a company pays on the exact same date.
Yeah.
Every month.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we did the math. There was no money that was not given to us. It came at a different time than we were expecting.
Oh my goodness, after the fact.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want to wait after the fact.
Right.
Okay, on the surface means, well, what you see. Basically, the outward appearance. But what this expression is actually saying is usually, like, on the surface, what you seem to see is not what it really is. Okay. Why did your company reject the merger proposal?
On the surface, the deal looked great, but the fine print revealed problems.
See? So, on the surface, from the outside, from what you see, it looked great. But then, when you looked closer, it wasn't so great.
Yeah.
On the surface, the job seems easy, but it's actually quite demanding.
Yeah.
Isn't it true that so many times what you see is not really what it is.
It's true. It's like those paintings that they make with the dots.
Yeah.
What's that called? Pointillism?
Oh.
Where when you look from far away,
right.
It's like a beautiful garden scenery, and you get really close, and you're like,
what is
this is
that?
just dots. Yeah. It's that same sort of feeling that you don't look closely, you don't look at the details, it looks great. And then you go, oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
That is not what I thought at all.
Right. So the way you use this expression is on the surface, you'll see whatever you think it is, you will make that statement. But there is a second part to that statement.
Yes.
Right? So it seems nice, but it's actually not. Oh, it seems really dangerous, but it's not. Okay? So there's that sort of like opposites.
Right.
Okay. On the surface. All right. Warning sign is basically some sort of indication that something is wrong. Right? It's kind of could be dangerous or a problem. How did you know the car was about to break down?
The first warning sign was when the temperature light went on. Yeah, all those little like symbols and signs, change oil, brakes are broken. I don't know. What are the signs on the?
Sometimes Cameron, sometimes there are no signs. Like your car just stops in the middle of the road. Yeah. It's kind of hard to predict. Okay, ignoring the warning signs of illness can lead to more serious health problems.
Yeah. So a warning sign, it's interesting. They can be unrelated. I had a friend in school. He had, like elementary school.
Oh.
He had really yellow teeth.
Oh.
And come to find out, there was some hormonal problem in his body.
Oh.
And the yellow teeth was like a warning sign.
Really?
Yeah. So he's fine now. He grew up and he's like perfectly healthy.
Okay.
But it was like one of those small things that was a warning sign to tell the doctor, oh, there's another condition.
You know, they always say heart attacks, they have warning signs. So, like before a stroke or a heart attack, there are warning signs. The body gives you warning signs, so you got to look out for those.
Yeah.
Okay, so our power pattern is if you've ever. Okay, if you've ever lived abroad, you probably know what it's like to be a stranger.
Yes. If you've ever been dumped, it might be hard to trust someone again.
That's right. So if you've had these experiences, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Our power vocab today is the word harmless, which means no danger, but harmful, lots of danger.
Lots of danger.
Okay. All right. What else should our listeners do?
Please go to Audio Hakdang, and for a small monthly fee, you can listen to so many great shows.
Okay, very good. Thank you for joining us all week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.